Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another what's in my makeup bag. I can't actually believe that we're at the end of April. This year is going so quickly, but I'm just going to jump straight in rather than rambling. Starting off with my foundation of the month, I use two bases. First of all, I tried to use up my Now Sheer Glow, which is now completely gone. Finally, I've had that bottle for far too long, so I'm happy to have used it up and put it in my empties. And that's just a brilliant foundation. It was my favourite foundation for the last 2 years. It's a really lovely match for me, the shade Stromboli. It's a little bit more yellow than I typically would go for, but it does work. And it's like a medium to full coverage, it's buildable, it's more on the matte side, but for me, Sheer Glow looks better and better the more I wear it, which I can't say the same for most foundations, and it's just one of my fail-proof foundations. Like, I can rely on that to work for me. The other one I wore more day to day is the Nip&Fab foundation, and this is in the shade 20. Now, I absolutely love this, and in the clip where I'm applying it, I definitely applied way too much. I don't know, sometimes when I'm on the camera to put makeup on, I just go a bit over the top. I apply far too much. I could have actually used 3/4 of that amount, but I literally just squeeze it onto my face. And as you can see, 20 is such a beautiful match. It's my ideal shade. I tend to go 2 to 3 shades up from my actual skin tone because my face is a lot lighter than the rest of me. And yeah, I absolutely love how beautifully rich and olive 20 is. It's a medium to full coverage. Today I feel like I've definitely got a full coverage due to the amount that I've used. I can't see any blemishes at all. I actually didn't need to colour correct around my mouth, and I think it's looking pretty good around this area. It's definitely got a matte finish once it's dried down, which obviously you can manipulate a little bit by putting illuminators in or on top of your skin, or using like a really glowy setting spray. I actually do like the matte finish, and for me it lasts about 7-ish hours before my T-zone starts getting a little oily. So I really love this. I think it's my favourite drugstore foundation. Obviously I don't use brands like L'Oreal, Maybelline and likes of those because they're unethical in my eyes. So yeah, for me this is the best drugstore foundation. It's about £12.90 full price. However, it's always on offer somewhere. The Nip&Fab website have amazing 50% off deals. You just have to sign up to their website or follow me on Twitter because I always do share it. You can get it for about £6, which is amazing. 30 millilitres, and they also have like a white shade and a really dark shade to mix and match if you can't find your exact shade. The one thing I will say about it is that it can look a little bit cakey sometimes, and it can separate. So at work I have noticed that sometimes around my nose that when the oils start coming through it doesn't look the best, which I can't really complain about for the price. But yeah, I wouldn't wear this on a special occasion or when I wanted my makeup to look absolutely flawless. But for day to day, what I love about it is because it's got a medium coverage, which is my personal favourite coverage ever, I can just apply a really small amount of this just to go over like my blemish areas or my redness and my discoloration, and just have lots of moisturiser on, and it can look super natural. Or I can build up to this, as you can see, very full coverage look, which isn't my go-to day-to-day look, but I can build up with this, which is awesome. Moving on to my under eyes, so I finally used a brand new corrector this month, which was very exciting. This is the Revolution Cushion Corrector in the shade Peach. It looks like this. It's got really different packaging, so basically it's got a little spring in it and you pull it out, and the product is on the cushion over here, but the remaining product is inside the lid. I've honestly never seen anything like this on the market before, and I just wanted to give it a go really, because I'm always on the lookout for really good correctors for under the eyes. I have very bright dark circles, that's my biggest skin problem. So yeah, I absolutely love wearing this. Unfortunately my camera has been playing up recently. I'm a bit worried it's going to go kaput. It's very old, so it was playing up and it didn't film me applying it straight away, but I think I got some footage, and as you can see it's a really beautiful peachy colour. It works pretty well. The only thing I will say is for under the eyes it's a little bit clumsy to apply with, because obviously that's more of a delicate area and it's not the best. I would have preferred a brush tip applicator, but on the whole it does the job, and I definitely would pick this up again. I think this was between £4 to £6, so for the price it's really good, and it's quite nice to know that I have an alternative to my Soap and Glory one, which, as much as I adore that, like, it's about £12 for a tiny little pot and I only use a third of the product, so you know, it's not the best financially. This actually has ticked a lot of my boxes, so I'm very happy with it. And then for concealers, I took a break from my full coverage look, and I went to try and use up the Rimmel Match Perfection concealer, which I've had for far too long. This is in the shade 06 Natural Beige, and I applied this all under my eyes. It's actually looking okay today. Throughout the month I wasn't the biggest fan of this because I found that as the hours went on, my darkness on my under eyes would come through. It doesn't last very long. I think I got this on some sort of discount site. I don't even know if they still sell this in store anymore, I'm not sure, but would I be picking this up again? No. This is something that I'm just going to try and use up as much as I can, and then I'm going to put it in my empties basket. And then on top of that, I use the Barry M Light Reflecting Concealer, and this is in the shade 2, and I kind of use this to brighten up my under eyes because, as you can see, when this Rimmel one kind of dried down a bit, it almost looked like the same colour as my skin, which actually I don't mind for day to day. I don't want to go for that whole highlighted Kim K look on a day to day. I think that just looks too much, but I did want to brighten it up a bit. So this is a light reflecting concealer, and it says it's for imperfections, and it says it has cucumber and aloe extract in it as well, so it's designed for under the eyes. If you have super dark circles like I do, and even if you use a corrector, I think this isn't great. I don't know if you can tell, but it's on its last legs. I've got maybe 3 or 4 uses left. What I did enjoy using this for months ago, before I started this whole what's in my monthly makeup bag, is actually for the no foundation days, when I just want a very light coverage, again over the redness and over the blemishes. I just used to apply this sort of where I needed it, blend it out, and then just use some powder to set it in place, and it worked really well. Quite similar to the Charlotte Tilbury light reflecting concealer. So yeah, I did actually like this, and I wouldn't say no to picking it up again. I set my under eyes with the same powder that I've been using for the last few months, the Marc Jacobs one, so I won't talk about it. And then I used the Makeup Revolution Luxury Banana Powder to bake, and because this foundation is a little bit more rich and yellow, I feel like this powder worked really well with it. If I was using a lighter shade, this would be too much, but it worked well, and it did the job, definitely. For my brows, again, I'm not going to go over it too much because you guys know I'm just using up my Colourpop brow pencils at the moment. I first of all went in with black and brown to sort of outline the brows, and then I went in with a lighter shade, Dope Taupe, which is far too light for me, but actually for the front of the brows it works okay. And yeah, I'm basically just trying to use these up. They're almost on their last legs, and I've already like chunked away 2 or 3 in my last empties, so yeah, just trying to get through them. I can't exactly remember the order that I did my makeup in, but I do know that I use the Makeup Revolution liquid highlighter in the shade Euphoric Gold, and I used it in a way that I saw on Safia Tasneem's Instagram page, which was to put it on the back of my hand and then use a damp sponge to apply it. And I did that the other day, and it looked so beautiful. Like, it looks really gorgeous. So if you're wondering how to apply liquid highlighter, definitely go over to her Instagram and check out the video. There's no like harsh streaks, and I didn't have to put a powder highlight on top of this because it looks so stunning, especially for day to day when you don't want anything sparkly on your cheeks but you just want a little bit of a pop. This is really lovely. Again, my bronzer is something I've spoken about before quite a few times. It's a Topshop Mohawk bronzer. As you can see, that pan is getting larger and larger, which is great. This is just a really beautiful shade for me, and I think sadly they are going to discontinue it. I hope they're going to bring it back in some sort of new packaging or what. I don't know what they're doing, but Mohawk is my absolute favourite, and it rivals NARS Laguna for me, which, you know, says a lot, but it's totally matte. And my blusher as well. It's something that I've already spoken about before. It's the Body Shop blusher in the shade 07. It looks like this, and it's just a very nice sort of subtle blush, especially when I am using a more deeper, warmer, richer foundation. This definitely looks very subtle. When I am more pale, like in the winter time, this would definitely look more pink against me, but yeah, very subtle, and it's just pretty. I actually don't think the longevity of the Body Shop blusher is as nice as I typically prefer. Maybe that's because I've been spoilt by NARS blushes, I'm not sure, but you know, I don't think I'd be picking them up again after this one experience with it. It's okay, it's decent for the price, but it's not like amazing or anything to write home about. Okay, moving on to the eyes. So my palette of the month has been the Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsessions palette, and I've actually reviewed this on my channel already. This is what it looks like, so let me show you guys up close. I absolutely adore using this lens, by the way. It's just so beautiful. Even though my camera is dying, this lens is gorgeous. So yeah, this is what the palette looks like up close, and I kind of had a whole month to try and use this, especially day to day. In my review I said I really liked it, the pigmentation is beautiful, but one thing I will say after using this for the entire month of April is it's not the easiest palette to blend. Because the pigmentation is so strong, I feel like I did have to spend an extra amount of time on my eyes every morning, and even sometimes then with spending that time it still looked a little bit blotchy, which I don't know why that happened. It's never happened to me before with high-end shadows, but yeah, that's my experience of it. I think it's a really beautiful palette still. It's £25, but I don't think I'm going to be in a rush to pick up any of her other palettes anytime soon, only because I just do genuinely prefer the quality of single shadows. I think that from Makeup Geek and Anastasia Beverly Hills, and now also Inglot as well. Just, I don't know, I just feel like for me personally, like, these are good, but they're not the best out there. I used it today, obviously, as you can see on my eyes, and there's kind of a limit to the amount of looks you can create as well. But I do think that she has got the major colours that you would need. She's got one beautiful gold colour, which I've got on my lids today. She's got a lighter shade as well, and just lots and lots of warm shades. I will be using this, of course. I'll be keeping it in my collection. It is lovely. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. It's nice, but it's just not the best palette in the whole wide world. Eyeliner, again, I'm not going to go into it because it's collection liner, which is now running out. I probably have to put it in my empties soon. And my mascara, again, same as last month, Essence/Princess. I don't tend to switch those up very, very often because you should only have a few open at the same time. But going on to lips then, I use Huda Beauty's Trendsetter on top of Colourpop's Brink lip liner. I have to say, first of all, the Colourpop lip liners are absolutely gorgeous. Now, the one thing I don't like about them is how easily they break in their packaging. For example, if I give this a shake, you guys will see that the pencil will literally come out, which is not ideal. So obviously you can tell that these are cheaper pencils. The quality in terms of packaging is not there, but the formula of this is absolutely stunning. It's creamy, but not so creamy that it will move around. It's very, very pigmented, and it actually lasts all day. I've had experiences where I lined my lips at like 7 AM in the morning, and then I came home at 5 and I could still see most of my lips were lined in with the colour. My lipstick had faded, but the colour was still there. So yeah, this is a shade Brink that I'm wearing today, which is a really good like day-to-day shade for me. This is like my go-to lip shade at the moment. And then on top of it, I'm wearing Huda Beauty's liquid lipstick in the Trendsetter shade. Now again, this is one of my absolutely favourite shades. Trendsetter and Bombshell are my favourites, and I will definitely be picking up a full size of Trendsetter when I have finished with this. As you can see, it's just such a flattering shade. It definitely has Anastasia Beverly Hills Ashton vibes. It's a little bit less brown in my opinion than Ashton. It's gorgeous, and I actually do really like the formula of her liquid lipsticks. Yes, they're not as long lasting as some other brands, but they're not drying at all in my opinion. They last a decent amount of time as well, and they don't fade really, really awkwardly. So this is Trendsetter, and it's like my favourite shade from her whole line. Absolutely adore it. And then I've kind of already spoken about my highlighter of the month, but I did also go over with Kiko's 208, which is an eyeshadow. If you guys are on the vlogging scene or the Instagram scene, you'll know that this was all the rage a few years back. Have I been wearing this to work every day? Absolutely not. It's far too intense, far too in your face, but for the weekends and for special occasions, it's beautiful. And needless to say, you can obviously apply this with a damp brush on the eyes and make your eyes absolutely pop. Oh, I just realised I haven't put an inner corner highlight on, so I might just do that now. I'm just going to take a Zoeva 238 brush, beautiful and subtle, and then I'm just going to take some Mario Badescu spray, dampen my brush. So this is Kiko's 208. It's about £8 something. So for an eyeshadow, that's expensive in my eyes, but it lasts a very, very long time. I didn't show myself applying this, but the other lip product that I've been using this month is a NARS lipstick in the shade Barbara. This is from the Audacious line. I don't know if you guys remember when this line first came out, but there was such a hype about it, and for me, like, I don't spend a lot of money on lipsticks. Liquid lipsticks, yes, I will invest in them because I feel like they're definitely worth it. but lipsticks from high-end brands that you're spending like £20 plus, it's just, I feel very uncomfortable. And definitely when I was a student I was like, I can't do that. But I think I treated myself to this when I got my job last year, and I just was like, I need to celebrate, so I'm going to get myself a nice lipstick. And yeah, this is the NARS Audacious line. I love the packaging, it's so beautiful and sleek and magnetic. And the shade Barbara, if I just swatch it for you guys, is stunning. Look, that's one swipe. And it's a beautiful everyday pinky shade. If you want to see how it looks like on, I wore it in my H&M haul, which is already up on my channel. In my Get to Know Me tag, I'm wearing Barbara from NARS. It's just a really stunning pinky shade, really nice for every day. If I'm going to spend a lot of money on a lipstick, it's going to be on a shade that I can actually get use out of, rather than like a red or a brown or something like that. I feel like I slightly rushed this, but I don't want to be too repetitive, and sometimes when you are using the same products, for example like my brows and my bronzer, like I don't want to go over it again and again. I know that a lot of you guys come back to watch what I've been wearing this month. Definitely the standouts for this month have been the Nip&Fab foundation. I've also been really happy with the peach corrector from Makeup Revolution. I think this brand is doing so well. They are bringing out such innovative products at such a crazy fast pace, and now they have a pro line as well, and I have actually got a bunch of their products. I spent a lot of money, and I do want to do a whole face of Makeup Revolution at some point, probably next weekend I'll film that. These 5, Huda Beauty Trendsetter, the liquid highlighter, peach corrector, foundation and lip liner were definitely my standout products of this month. So if you have tried anything that I had in my makeup bag this month, do let me know down below. What are your opinions? Do you have the same experience, or is yours totally different? I'm always so interested to find that out. My battery is now flashing. It's been flashing for like the last 2 minutes, which is why I'm speeding up as well. So without further ado, I'm going to end this video. Thanks so much for watching, and please do subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!